So one of the things I picked up a little while ago, you've seen in the mailbag previously, is this replacement iron for this rubbish Hakko thing. Right, well, that's actually a second iron I've had, or a second handle. This is the original handle here, which had lots of issues with the connections and playing up, and I've showed it in the video of me fixing it and getting it working, but it's never been right. It's always dodgy, and it just doesn't feel like a very nice handle. And this piece feels good, but this is just feels cheap, and it has connection problems. You tag a tip out and put it back in again, it may not work. So I've stopped using this one a period of time ago now, and it's got this kind of plug on it as well. It didn't plug, is it? I don't know. Anyway, so that's what came on this fake Hakko. Now, so I picked up this other one instead, which has been better, but I still don't particularly like it that much. It's an improvement. It's like a next model up from that, I suppose, but you know, it's okay. And again, it comes with the same plug. Obviously, you plug it straight in. And the problem I've got with this one here is that this is a nice metal body. It feels like it's a nice construction. Even this piece here feels nice. The spring contact metal is slightly thicker. It's slightly wider, so it's a bit more robust than this one here. Okay, so the flex feels about the same. Maybe this one feels slightly better. It came with it, but it came with a strain relief, which you have to go in the back there at some point, and mustn't forget to do that actually. And these connectors here as well, like a chassis connector, which has come apart, and obviously the actual plug for the cable. Now, I'm not quite sure why these were sent with it. I'm guessing they expected you to modify the casing wherever you're putting it onto. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what the deal was with this thing, but that's not what I want to use it for anyway. So it's like a little mini one, it's not a full size one, which is interesting. I can get things plugged in, just try and store them together like that, so don't lose them as a pair. I mean, I'll use them for something one day, but not for this. Came with a little stand, and it's also got a little mercury switch in here. And I think it's got something else there too. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I won't be using those. So what I'm going to do here is, I've already pulled it apart. It's this rubbish handle. It's a very similar design, and I think the pin out is exactly the same as well on this connector. So the centre one is definitely the ground, and you get both the left and right go to about the same places. So I think I'm going to take these wires off, so I can straight on there and be done. Obviously I'll take this sleeving off here and put it on that handle instead, but it's all doable. Right, so if you excuse the state of my little helping hands thing here, it's I've had it for over 2 decades, so yeah. This iron's already warmed up, ready to go. So I'm just going to desolder this wire from here, strip all this off, put the new housing and the strain relief on, although the strain relief doesn't feel that great, it's quite stiff. The one that's on the original was actually better. I wonder if I can put that one on instead, we'll see. If that one fits into the housing, I'll keep the original one on, because it just feels a bit better. And then once I've got it all threaded through, I can solder it onto this. Now one thing that's different on here is that it's got a little capacitor on here, little 104, 0.1 UF, dipped ceramic it's got in there. So, and that's going between, which 2 pins? I can't see. The 2 side pins. It's going between that one and that one. So what I've got here is another 104 here. Alright, so 100 volt rated, so it's absolutely fine, and I can just stick that in there. There's plenty of clearance in the back of the tube to actually attach it, so I'll just stick it on the back of it like that or something, or I don't know, maybe side on, and I'll figure that out when I get to it. Okay, so let's get this thing taken off. Alright, don't forget the order. Green this side, red in the middle. I know I'm gonna forget this. I'm gonna write this down with a pen, which I have somewhere. Here you go. Hopefully you can see that capacitor is what I'm talking about there, going between those 2 connections. It's just Mark 104, so 0.1 UF. Alright, so that's that piece. Let's slide that cover off, and let's see if this strain relief will fit into that other housing. because if that fits in there nicely, then I'll keep it on there, because it's quite a nice flexible solid soft one. There it goes, but it's a bit, no, I don't think that's ideal. This one's designed for it, so it's much stiffer. I mean, it's stiff, but obviously it's going to do something. It's a silicone cable anyway, so it should be fine, but let's slide that up through there. Hopefully. Come on, slide. That's not going to slide. I need something to lubricate it. Where's all my stuff? Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'll get that slid on. Alright, so after much struggling, I managed to get the thing threaded through. Now it's just sitting on that shaft because I've got to put it back through again afterwards once the length is set correctly. Because obviously it's got to sit down inside there about, was it like that or something, isn't it? So it's got to come right a bit down. So, but obviously I can't solder that in place when it's like that, so I need to just do this. I'll stuck a little bit of flux on there. Let's get some solder. First we'll just get it prepared a little bit. Yeah, that's soldering nicely actually with the flux. It's a bit of Amtech stuff instead of my usual flux pen. Because don't forget, I've also got to put this capacitor on as well, which has got to go across those terminals. So exactly how I do that yet, I'm not sure. I think it will fit okay. I might even be able to sort of shove it in the end like that or something, but it's only because I'm worried about the terminals touching the shield or the casing of, because it's a metal barrel, you know. So, well, they're on, not on beautifully, but they're on. Let's see if I can get this a bit nicer. Okay, so in theory that should actually work as it is, but I'm going to stick this cap on because that's what's on the original handle. And I might actually just shove it just like that. It'd be fine, I reckon, actually. Just like that. There's enough clearance because if your handle only goes down that far. Yeah, there's plenty of clearance there. But I think that might take up less space if I do it like that. I'll stick it on the end and see how we go. Let's just cut this down a bit. I still don't have my lab set up properly. Someone did suggest me doing a lab tour video showing, you know, all my setup and my test gear and stuff like that. That's something I probably will do, but not until I've got everything set up properly again. I'm still not really recovered from that flood. I'm back in, but I'm not organised properly. Lots of things I just haven't done yet. Okay, let's grab that. That'll work. Hopefully it'll. Right, that's on. Okay, I reckon that'll be sufficient. Now, I'll just bend these in very slightly, I think, just to make sure they're definitely going to be away from the housing. Don't like them to be close. Even if I thought about it, I should have put some heat shrink over, shouldn't I? I probably still could, actually. I probably still could. Oh, is that going to interfere with the fit? I just want something over those terminals. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that'll do. So let's get a little piece of that, it won't need much. Alright, let's get this air blower going. This is a bit noisy, I'm afraid. Not much I can do about it. Right, That's a bit tidier. Does it fit? Oh, it's binding up. Yeah, I was worried about that being an issue. Okay. Now I have to cut that insulation back from there. There we go. Still going to be protected, at least a little bit, so it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, I'll go in there now, hopefully. It's all looking good. That's going to be clear, that's right. Just making sure the depth is okay, you know. Okay, let's get it screwed on. Hopefully straight. So that's there. So I should slide in, and hopefully... Yeah, cool, that's alright, that's all good. Okay, now we'll get this slid back into the housing. Now what I did before is I got a bit of soapy water and just put it over it. So I might have to wet that again. There's no real slack for trying to get this back in, is there? Not really. Right, I managed to get that in there with the help of a screwdriver to try and tuck the little flange part into the back of the barrel. It does want to turn, but hopefully that'll go away once it's actually dried up a little bit. I've got a little bit of lubrication on there to try and help it to get in. Right, so that's that. Now, I've currently got the fake Hakko turned on. Let's turn it off. And I can plug this in and try it out, can I? Simply this. And this is when I find out it doesn't actually work. What's this thing? This is a... doesn't say, it says T12, we're all T12. Anyway, it's just a chisel type thing. So this here is KU. T12 KU. Right. So that should just plug in. Feels like there should be a piece over the front of that, doesn't it? Just like there should be something here. Just like a little washer thing inside, which is tight. But it feels like it should have something on the front of it. Just seems a bit like, I don't know. There's a guard missing. Maybe it's in the box somewhere. Let me have a little quick look. In case it's fallen out because it was a bit loose. Box of stuff I purchased recently, so it could be in here. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. It's not looking good. So mostly for projects and things I want to get done. And I haven't quite got around to doing them. Been a bit of that recently. I don't think there's any guards here. Nah, nothing there. Okay. Maybe I'll have to look at that video when I've got the thing and see if there's something which should be on here. So take that out of there. So that'll sit in the holder. And this actually fits a lot better than the original one. So what I might be able to do is turn this back over the other way and put it the right way up. It's actually upside down right now, but I found it held the iron better upside down. Right, turn this on. Does it go? It's heating. Well, it's giving some weird displays. It's not heating that fast, but it's heating. Could be the tip even though. Anyway. Has he got an issue? Oh. It's not happy about something. Is that it? Have I got a broken wire in here? That seems... I don't know, interesting. Let's just take the tip out. And put this one in. Saw it beeping. Let's try this one, see if this one behaves any better. It might even be the tip is a bit funny. This one's heating faster. I don't know, something's not right with this thing. Sort of glitch. It might even be a bad wire. Now I'm wondering about the wire. looking okay now. Don't know. Right, well, seems to be up. Oh, we'll see how we go with it. If it plays up, I've still got the other one here, which works fine. This is the kind of tip I'd like to use. It's just a small conical tip. This tip might be alright, might not. We'll try it again. What I actually need now is a tip holder. Stick it in. It seems to be heating okay. It just looks slower than the other one, but it's heated. It's obviously up. As you see from the smoke going up. Yeah, I don't know. It's when I'm cleaning it in the pad here, the temperature's jumping up and down. So I think something's not right. Maybe with this cable. Something isn't right with this. Anyway, don't worry about it. You saw me did a conversion anyway. I might have to change the cable if it still plays up. I doubt it's the connector. The connector part of it all looked really nice. And I checked the fits and that was all definitely springing nicely, everything, so I doubt very much it's the connector, but it could be the cable, this little flex here, because the original one did similar stuff, which I attributed to the bad connector because it wasn't very good. Yeah, I'm suspicious about this flex. Anyway, thanks for watching, and that's a much nicer handle anyway. But it did come with a flex, just say I just used different connectors, and I didn't want to pull apart the other end just to put this on. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and everyone sent me donations via PayPal. If you'd like to help support the channel, help me to buy things for fix them or for mailbag or whatever, then please go and take a look at the links down below in the description for the sponsorships. So if you want to, donate me a dollar a month, even as the lowest amount you can do is $1 a month. You can do as much as you want. You can do any value you want actually, but $1 a month is right on the low end. Proportionally, though, a lot of that will get charged out to Patreons in their fees. So $2 a month is a bit more efficient as far as how much money I receive versus how much you donate. So that's my recommendation, is about $2, but if you want to donate, it'd be great. It all helps. This is an expensive hobby to do, doing this electronic stuff and trying to do videos and buy things to do videos. It's just nice to have some extra money to play with to do those things. This YouTube stuff, it's just expensive. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you're not already subscribed, go and click the link down there, click the bell icon to make sure you get notifications, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.